Hello?
Hello, can you hear us?
Yes, I am loading into Tabletop Sim right now.
That's fine. I'm pulling up some details that I didn't get to earlier. There we go. Everyone's here.
Hmm.
RC, let me know when you're ready.
We're ready. We're ready.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Welcome back to the Lava Crows. I got the room name right this week. Where we last left off, let's see. Shay pissed off a bunch of kobolds, uh, and I believe,
Genevieve salvaged it, mostly.
and got to have some green eggs and ham, which something in her soul craved so badly. Everyone got temporary permits to wander about the market, and while Cassie and Shay returned to the vehicle display shop, hard to tell, to continue their negotiations, Kitlak and Genevieve went over to go check out a potential new gun. When we last left off, Kitlak had made a deal that has caused some runes to burn into uh, over his ear canal, eardrum. What do they call them?
Ear hole.
Ear hole.
The hole wherein there is an ear.
And made a pact with a missing limbed but still powerful and slightly legendary drow. And Genevieve found something in her pocket.
Yes.
So, and then everything shook and alarms started going off. We're going to jump back just a little to Cassie and Shay. Shay, you return to the car shop. Your apparatus, crab car, is still intact. The drow that you were negotiating with had stepped to the side Um, did you two want to do anything before we got to the shaking?
I believe we had negotiated the price. The 40,000, and it was going to take them, I think, 3 hours or something to get the extra money.
The gold. Yep.
So that's what we're waiting for.
Right. So as the station, or not station, but the tower kind of shakes a little, and alarms play. The alarms sound a bit like a bit somewhere between a gong and an air siren. It's very awkward. But you see, and you see as well, Genevieve and Kit, like the doors to each of your respective shops immediately slam closed with a. You think it's steel? Probably tougher than steel. You're not sure, but they are sealed. The lights dim, and basically everything glows red as if from emergency lighting. The
What?
Warforged just sighs.
So nobody is actually panicking, right?
Not yet.
Genevieve will take her cue from that, and she won't panic too much.
The drow that you're with, Shay, he looks a little dismayed and a little annoyed, and he sets aside his scroll tablet and, I guess this is going to be on hold. Will you be joining us, or will you be trying to find a different group?
What's happening?
Oh,
Yeah,
we're under
what's
attack.
going on?
Has this happened when Shay was here before?
No.
Who's we?
The tower.
The tower has defenses, surely.
That doesn't mean we can't still fall under attack.
So what's the usual protocol for tower attacks? I've been here, but I'm not while it's under attack.
Well, it's simple. We find out where the attack is occurring, and everyone is drafted to fight back.
So you've been infiltrated.
We don't know that. I mean, you four
Don't you
are
have
the
different
latest.
alarms for what type of attack it is, at least?
If we did that, then people would know. And they could
That's
try
the
and confuse
point?
us by setting off false alarms.
I think you're overthinking that.
I'm an engineer. Of course I'm overthinking that. Anyways, he pulls out another. It's actually looks like a arcane scroll. It's very disconcerting compared to all the tech around you. Let's see. Let's see. The port is under attack. Well, I guess we're going to the port. Is your slave battle worthy? I presume so.
Cassie is fully functional.
Oh, good. I'd hate to have to leave her behind with the kobolds. They would definitely mulch her for scrap. Anyways, if you'll follow me, we will go and see what needs to be done. I need to start making any repairs as soon as I arrive, and you will be drafted with all the others. He pulls out a small, actually a rather large coin, and holds it out to you. In case I die, this will honor our agreement. House Tarkanan will continue negotiations. And if you die, this will indicate that you and everything that you own will belong to House Tarkanan.
He's gonna raise her eyebrow at Cassie.
Cassie's
It's
going
fairly-
to shrug.
It's fairly standard practice here.
That's fair. Okay. Well, why do we have to fight?
Everyone in port is drafted to fight. This place
But we're-
falls, everything falls, obviously. What, you want us to leave some civilians? No one is a civilian here.
We are.
We are all warriors.
Mm, that is not true.
You are soft and small, but I'm sure you can raise a blade or conduct repairs, or even you have soft hands. You're probably a healer. You could do that.
Like, I've talked to your bosses. They are not warriors.
They are all warriors. Oh, sure,
They might like to say they're warriors.
No, everyone goes through boot camp. It's required. Even the house
Uh-huh.
matrons.
I'm not buying that for a second. You got the money, I'm sure you can get out of it. Anyway, I don't have the
May
money.
be more open and welcoming than some, but you don't know our ways.
I know them well enough.
You really don't. Now, are you joining me, or do I relegate you to the kobolds and let them deal with you and their emergency plans in this situation?
No, lead the way. She's gonna drop that coin in her coin pouch.
He goes over to one of the demon cycles and starts examining it. There's something here. Meanwhile, across the way at with Genevieve and Kitlak, Genevieve, did you want to see what was in your pocket real quick?
Yes.
All right, you pull it out. It is a little vial.
Can she do an Arcana check on it?
She doesn't even need to. It simply says in crude kobold handwriting, for the Kender, healing, and there's quotes around healing, potion.
She's gonna smile at that and then put it back in her
It is
pocket.
a vial of serpent venom.
Okie dokie.
Meanwhile, the armless legless drow, is kind of grinning a little maniacally. Yes, he just made a pact with you, Kitlak, but it's more like he's excited. So we're under attack.
Well,
Go ahead, Kitlak.
yes. Oh, yeah. Well, yes. It's a pact, and I agree with that, but to be clear, this is very much me agreeing to what I was going to do anyway.
Oh yes, you just get to have a lot more fun with it, with that new little special weapon. It's just like I said, don't let anyone of the fallen see it. So
Kitlak
will
is
you
going
be
to
getting
keep it
to,
tucked away for now. He's not examining it or anything until he's got some privacy. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
I'm guessing you two will be more than happy to join in the battle, whatever it is.
Yes, about that. Is there any idea of what threat this might be?
The Warforged seems to have opened a slightly hidden cupboard, and in there is also a glowing scroll. You guys can see it. It's at an angle easily for you to see. It appears to be like a mini map of the entire tower, and there is a flashing red dot over something, and he says, the warship port is under attack.
Oh, that seems like a particularly hard target. Why would they try to attack the warship port?
Only 2 creatures are stupid enough or arrogant enough to try.
Kitlak raises his scaly eyebrows. He's clearly thinking of the GIF.
The drow is going to go, yeah, them, and the astral elves that you asked if I killed any earlier, that looks like we get to.
Well, 50% odds ain't bad. Kitlak is going to put his hand on his known pistol and is going to gesture over to it. Was Genevieve that was with him, yeah?
Yes.
Yep.
Gesture over to Genevieve. Shall we join?
I follow you.
Kitlak
I mean,
nods.
this is a drow tower. Everyone's drafted, regardless of race. Just depends on if you're cannon fodder or not, but stick with me. You'll get the good position.
Kitlak kind of waves his hand. He's like, "Look, it's important that we at least have the veneer of choosing this fight."
I like that. All right, gather close. I can do a few other tricks, including a bit of a shift. It is a little disconcerting, and you may lose a finger or two. They'll be back in a day or so. Usually.
Kitlak is going to quickly stuff his hands in his pockets. Kind of need those to fight.
Only the trigger one.
Fair enough.
All right. He is going to start saying something in. Genevieve, roll me a quick Arcana or Insight or History.
They're literally all the same.
Your choice, then.
Probably Insight 14.
That sounds like a bit of a convoluted mess of Celestial that he's throwing in there. There's something else, but there's a little bit of Celestial in there.
She'll file that information away for later.
Meanwhile, for Shay and Cassie, your drow engineer has been going, All right, so have you ever driven one of these things before?
I assume he's talking about the demon cycle.
Yes.
Uh,
Can't say that I have.
no.
Oh, it talks. Interesting. Anyways, well, hop on. This one has a teleportation device on it. So we just got to drive it into towards a wall and hope it activates. I've unlocked it, I think. Might require blood sacrifice, but oh, that's a robot. Well, we'll figure it out.
What is this, Terry's Cotter?
Oh, so you've read that book too?
Who hasn't?
Well, get on. Let's go. Soon you're there,
Oh,
soon your hands can do something, and your servant can do whatever it does.
Do we each have our own, or
Oh no, just pile on. It suddenly fits like 4 people of your size. You didn't see it shift size or change or anything, but it now seems to be. Looks like it can seat 4 people of your size.
okay? She's gonna. She'll get on.
And of course, Cassie will get on as well.
All right. The drow gets on in the front part of the seat, and at the roar of the engine, both of you just make me a quick wisdom saving throw.
That's a 10.
This isn't for being frightened, is it?
Nope. Kind of the opposite.
$19.
All right, Genevieve. Yeah, it's a hell cycle. It's
Sure.
loud, it's noisy, it's rumbling between your legs. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world. You much prefer a spelljammer. Cassie, you are not an organic. You should not feel any sort of feelings towards a machine just because there's something about the engine and how it rumbles. And yet, there's a part of you that wants to own one of these now.
Noted.
It's JoJo all over again.
No, JoJo
And-
made her saves, and that's why she liked it so much.
And with that, there is a flare of green hellfire. Ooh, terrifying. And the Hellcycle, does exactly what he says. He races towards the wall, and at the last second, there's just a flash of heat and light and blinding energy. And you are also teleported. And now we find out if the map is too big.
Oh my. Would you like me to fix it, or you got it? Now you got it.
Almost got it. Welcome to the Drow Port, Warport. Okay, there's Kitlak, there's Shay. Where did all your... There's Cassie. Where... There's Cinder. Where did Genevieve go? Tyler, I will enlist your help to find Genevieve's character.
She just ended
Uh,
up teleporting with the rest of them. She was expecting to teleport and ended up just staying put.
do 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 do. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, there she is, floating in the void. Here you go.
So you need to make it so you can just drag it from her pedestal icon. And a copy pulls up. Not that you need extra work. Stuff like that.
There's Kitlak, who also went flying. Do, do, do.
And Tyler, do you happen to have any astral blights around?
Astral blights. Let's see. Possible. I have a bunch of different blights. Here's the most astrally looking one. Like, look at that guy. He's pretty. He's something.
Sorry, where did you put him? I'm looking at
Right there.
Oh, thank you.
I can go in and see if there's any that I haven't.
Oh no,
saved
that's
that I can
perfect.
add.
That is absolutely perfect. I
Gotcha.
also need a couple drow, gunslingers preferably.
Can do. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Da, 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 da. No gunslingers, unfortunately, but let's see. Yeah, the only one I have with a crossbow is this guy.
That'll work then.
Surprising.
And then, oh, what are they called? Do you have any Star Moth models by chance?
Star moth. Now you're just being greedy. All right, let's
Yes,
see.
I am. Let's see. I'm trying to find a substitute for it, but I'm not seeing it in my save file for some reason.
Ooh.
Do you actually have one?
I've got moths. Giant moths. You can pick your color. There's also this weirdo.
No, not quite what I'm looking for, but thank you. Let me see if I can find the substitute one.
Let me see if I can't get you. I might have something. Da, 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 da.
Huh, I've lost the mechanical dragon.
I get you one of those easy enough.
Oh no, there it is.
Let's see. I'm just gonna leave these over here. Make my life easier. What size is a star moth?
Let's see. It is a spelljammer. It is one of the largest spelljammers in existence. Actually, the dragon they have on the table is about right.
Okay. It's a ship. So I shouldn't have been looking for a moth.
Oh, sorry.
Gotcha.
I thought you knew that.
No.
And where did you put that drow slinger?
Let's see. Where did I put that sucker? Yeah, you found him?
No, I found an extra one of you, so I'm putting him back by you. Let's see. What's
Oh,
the blight?
that was my
Blight.
shadow clone jutsu. Where did I put that drow? Somewhere around here. I think he got lost in the sea of blights. I can always make another one if it comes to that. Oh no, here he is. Nope, that's me. Or disregard that.
Found him. Found him. Found him.
Cool. Helpfully, he is like dark black in a sea of dark black.
Yeah, I should have chosen a different color port. I'm sorry.
Well.
All right. So you both arrive kind of in, it seems to be a meeting location. As you arrive, you see others seem to be teleporting in. Not a lot, just people who are useful or powerful, or is that someone in a mecha? That looks like a kobold in a mecha. Okay, that's terrifying. Um, yeah, it seems to be a staging area for defense. There doesn't seem to be anything else here in terms of the attack. In fact, you can see sort of a arcane barrier keeping the enemy from escaping. You see some small, basically skiff uh, spelljammers. You would guess these are simple fighters or small cargo. But kind of in the center of the warport is a star moth. Um, a star moth is enormous. It's also unique to the Astral Elves. No one's quite figured out how they built them. They look somewhat organic and somewhat uh, ceramic, but they were the terrors of the stars for a long time. Many were thought lost with their empire, but apparently the ones on this asteroid made one. Across the port, you can see golden plant-like figures that are attacking anyone and everything and seem to be burrowing um, roots randomly that glow afterward. There are also a number of drow that seem to be commanding and leading the charge. Your engineer is already abandoned you, Genevieve, or Cassie and Shay, figuring you two will be left to deal with whatever. Kitlak, you and Genevieve, the Warforged has already raised. It looks like he has his own Thunderbless, and just lets it crackle loudly, and a bunch of other Warforged start marching towards him. The Drow is going to go, all right, so how do you want to do this? Number of heads, number of bodies. I don't like betting on winning. We're going to win. I don't care about the body count. Oh, you're no fun. How about you two?
Well, Kitlai clears his throat. I'd like to think whoever can commandeer that vessel might be a winner.
Oh, if you commandeer the vessel, you won't. You you commandeer the vessel and turn it over to us. You will be made a. You will have your own house, despite being a kobold.
Who's turning anything over? That's an excellent vessel.
It is. Unfortunately, they usually self-destruct when we try.
Well, that sounds like a win-win scenario to me. Assuming
Yeah,
I'm
but
not on
that
it
close
when it
to
happens.
that close to the docks, it might cause more damage. And looks like they've already taken out some of the larger warships. And you can see behind, kind of floating. It hasn't fallen to the gravity of the asteroid, but there are a lot larger Drow spelljammers that are just kind of broken and half powered, obviously damaged or by this thing.
Kitlak is gonna roll like some sort of history check or general knowledge check. Why would the elves be attacking the drow right now in this thing? Like, what is their motive for doing this?
Okay, roll me an insight, and if you want to see what a star moth looks like, it is in the chat.
All right, gonna add guidance to that.
Would anyone else like to roll to try and figure this out, or?
That is a cool 15.
Cool 15. Okay. Roll me your perception or your investigation.
Okay. That's a neat looking ship. What does Kitlak have more of? I think perception versus investigation. Oh, they're the same. Okay. Guidance, but I didn't get the die in time. All right. That is an 11, let's call it perception.
So there is a lot of hostility between the Astral Elves and the Sulatar. That is actually what the Drow are called. This specific subrace of Drow are called. There's a lot of hostility. Both believe they should be in charge. Both believe that the other needs to be put in their place. There is a very tentative truce between them. Occasionally, they poke at each other. A digging machine that your crab car sold to the Drow could end up being a fleet of crab cars to march underground to the Astral Elves without them knowing.
Good. Fuck those guys.
To attack so blatantly, though, from the Astral Elves, they keep a lot close to their chest. Like, there was no idea that they even had a Star Moth other than the one that crashed here in the first place. The fact that it either regrew or they made a new one is a terrifying thought. These things, like I said, were the scourge of the stars. Almost as terrifying as I'm blanking on the tentacle ship's name at the moment.
The Nautiloids.
Nautilus.
Yeah, the Nautiloids. Yeah, they're almost as terrifying. And fortunately, the two never met, but it would have been an epic battle. As you look at the Astral Elves, you know that they seem to have a new set of armor, but you can't quite get a clear view of it. But you have a feeling that there's something between the confidence in having the ship and this new armor. They're willing to make the effort. Even if they can't win this battle, they're hoping to do enough damage to set the Drow back. Because the tower damaged or destroyed, even just the fleet, that's a lot of resources that have to be put in. And a lot of time that, in a war can cost things in the end. Would anyone else like to roll or figure anything else out, or try and figure anything else out? I can't hear from anyone else. Is anyone else talking?
Nope.
Cassie really doesn't care about the reason for the conflict.
Sorry, I'm just trying out some Spelljammer models here.
Shay?
Nope.
Right. Well, the first thing to do is clear the docks. So I'm going after the Astral Elves. Sorry, I called them Drow. They are Astral Elves, even though they're Drow. If you can do some weed killing, much appreciated. I think these are the things that used to blow up planets, so we really don't want those setting root here.
Oh, the things called drows are actually astral elves.
I'm sorry. Yeah, my brain skipped.
So where are all the drow then? Because why are we the first
Drow-
ones?
Yeah, sorry, I got those mixed up. Most of the Drow, they're either fighting or they're dead already. You do see that even the merchant Drow, they all had a weapon of some sort to fight back. They may not have survived, but they've all been fighting. There are some that have been strangled by these branches and vines, but yeah, they're basically fighting all across this port.
What is this? And this. Is that just
So
part of the map, or is that actually something specific? Could you put in there?
No, those are just parts of the map. Basically, they are aesthetics, like basically bits of the lava made into floor or into a banner to show off their power.
These astral blights, they're plants, you said?
You think so? Roll me your Arcana.
Arcana or nature?
But either one, you tell me. You
And
can choose either one.
We're like on a tier above them, based on the map.
Yes,
looks?
you are on a tier above. It looks like as you're watching the Warforged March 4th, things can't get in through the shield, but they can go out.
That's a 22 nature.
All right, with a 22 nature, you have heard of astral blights. You have never encountered them. They were natural at one point. The astral elves did something to them, both making them servants of the astral elves and dangerous living plants. They tend to draw out heat, and both from humans and from, if their roots go deep enough, a planet itself. They are all bright, and they can be difficult to kill because fire does work, but not as effectively as you would think, surprisingly.
Okay, would they be considered creatures?
They are plants. They are
Is
also, as
you
far as you
said
know,
living
other than
plants, so would that be a
living
creature?
plants. Surprisingly enough, plants do not constitute as creatures, even if they're mobile. Don't ask me why, but
That's
that's
surprising to me.
yeah. It says
That's
medium plant. It does not say. Well, I guess that would be
oh no,
like.
plants are a creature type. Plants are a
Oh,
creature
right.
type.
You're right. You're right. So yes, it is a plant.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a creature. Yes.
Great.
They're also, despite having being servants of the astral elves, they are not in, intelligent, so to speak. Any form attempts at communication have always failed, as far as you know.
It's okay, I don't need to communicate.
Can you show us what the force field is?
It is an arcane barrier, a bit of a. It seems to be red around the edges and kind of purple in nature for the rest of it. Um, it is keeping any shot. Oh, where? Yeah, that's basically it. Right along that line.
Okay. Are these ships or are they just like empty docking ports?
They are small spell jammers. They're already damaged, though. You can't see the ones on the other side, but the um, Astral Moth has basically, just by its very presence, broken them up. These are still mostly intact, but you're not sure if they function, so to speak. So what all are you all going to do?
Are there 3 plant creatures within 60 feet of Genevieve?
The 3 nearest plant creatures are. So that is.
There's only one currently.
Oh, we're all the way over here.
So to get
Got it.
all, you are 90 feet from these two and within 60 feet of this one.
Okay, she's gonna move. She can go 25 feet. Can she? You said 90 feet of the other one, so
Yeah, and actually, we're going to just quickly roll initiative.
okay.
Reasonable. Beep.
Gosh, stop using my.
That is a
5.
19 for Kitlak.
Dirty 20. And Mel, I think you cut out before you said what you got.
oh, that's weird. That's a dirty 20 for Cassie. She has a +2 to Dex.
She has a +4.
All right, so actually, while Genevieve, you do want to go first, Shay, we're just going to go down in turn order. It's semi-cinematic, but to be fair to everyone. So Shay, what are you going to do to begin with?
So because this is tiered, can I even see these two?
Yeah, you are higher. You are slightly above them.
Yeah, but I'm so far back.
It's slanted ever so slightly. You basically, this is an overlook. It's designed to be
Okay.
Yeah,
Like a
a way
theater
to
type of thing
yeah
that's slanted.
for,
Got it.
for the overseer to watch everything from basically.
And these are 5-foot squares.
Yes. For simplicity's sake, yes.
Are there any drow over here at all?
There are. I'm not populating them because there would be so many, but there are easily the Warforged that you recognize from the gun shop. He has now led about a dozen out to start sweeping this area. Over here, there's about 6 drow facing off the Astral Blight and the Astral Elf.
Okay. She... She is going to cast Aid at 2nd level.
All right, who are you targeting?
Herself, Cassie, and I guess Genevieve because she's closest. I only get 3, sorry. And that is 10 temporary hit points.
Okay.
Sorry. Each target's hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 10 for the duration, which is 8 hours. So it is not temporary hit points, is it?
Nice.
So you gain 10 max hit points and you gain 10 hit points. It's not temporary at all.
Do you say anything as you do it?
Let's stay alive, I guess.
Okay. Cassie, I'd like you to roll me your perception real quick.
Only? 17.
So you don't really care about the reasoning why behind the Astral Elves attacking now. But you too take note of the new armor these elves are wearing. Particularly the shine in their atop their head region of the armor. That looks shockingly familiar.
Right. I think I might know what you're talking about. Is that a Arcana check or?
Arcana or history?
Yeah, let's do Arcana. That makes more sense considering what I think it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's 5. It's only 5 hit
Oh, that-
points. I thought I upcasted it and I didn't. Or can I? Hang on. I'm a sorcerer after all.
So that's a 9. I would assume she has an idea of what it might be.
You do have an idea of what it might be. They look almost like soul crystals. Like what's in your mind. Except these are armored and slightly protected. But you'd have to examine them closer just to be sure.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful. I don't think we had that big boom we were expecting a few weeks ago. You know, with the crystal.
What crystal?
The one that was supposed to explode.
That crystal.
Yes, I think this might be our fault.
I don't know if it's me, but I was having a hard time hearing you there, Cassie.
It's
Was
probably
it just for that line or overall?
I heard you.
it's probably better that you had a hard time overhearing because we don't necessarily want the entire drow contingency overhearing that one.
Right. So what do we do? I don't think we're going to be able to fight these.
Does seem a bit out of our league. I mean, we could shoot at some astral elves and call it a day, but I think that Kit like gestures towards the giant ship. That is a bit above our ability to handle individually, especially considering the drow are saying occupied would be putting it politely.
We do have a wonderful motorcycle on loan.
If that's what you said it was, I wonder if perhaps there's a way we could do a remote detonation, perhaps.
There's an idea, but they did say that causing that thing to self-destruct would likely take out a good chunk of the port, and I don't terribly think that would get us too well received.
Aye, but if we leave...
So that's.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
She was just going to say, I don't think that leaving is going to exactly endear us to him either, and we still have nae sold the item. I'm guessing.
Well, leaving might not endear us to them, but it will ensure our survival. And further, if we kill some of them and then skedaddle, we can say that we did our part, which is, I believe, what they are looking for.
Alternatively, we could use this to our advantage, perhaps.
Go on.
If everyone's here. Do you think they've left a token guard back at where the other spelljammers docked?
That is an excellent point you raise, Kitlik says the smile.
Does Shane know if they have, if it would it be in pieces currently, or would it be functional?
I mean, in theory, your ship should be fully functional. They promised to repair it as they studied it.
Also, it's sorry. I thought I was upcasting that. I was not. It's only 5 hit points and hit point maximum.
All right. They do still have the motorcycle, right?
It seems to have been parked and left for the most part.
So who
Cassie is going to gesture over to that.
Kitlak is going to grin. Let's ride.
Anybody know how to drive one of these things?
I mean, it's it's got to be similar to a crab car, right? Forward lever, back lever, spin, dig down.
I think there's more demon involved.
Right. Gotcha.
Let me just give these Astral Blights at least this one Astral Blight a parting gift.
As you will.
Yeah, let's take 1 or 2 out.
I'm not talking
This
about
is a
taking
long
them out.
initiative count.
I'm not talking about taking them out. I'm just talking about perhaps weakening them a bit. I mean, cinematic.
Yeah, we are. This
Heist.
is
Which you
basically
will.
you're talking basically. You're planning for battle while everything's going on around you. We are going to just do Kitlak. Did you want to just make that talk your discussion, or did you want to do anything else, or your action, or did you want to do anything else?
Oh, does Kitlak go at the top of the count? I missed that.
No, we are
So
halfway through.
Okay.
it was Cassie at the time. It was Cassie at the time. Yes, that will be most of her action. She is gonna, yeah, I guess that's fine. That'll be her action. Just talking.
Well, let me see. Let me see. Da, 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 da. So, where would the motorcycle be?
It should be like pretty close to them. They just got off.
It's like right about there. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Kitlak is, I think, gonna make a pot shot at this astral elf over here. Not really put too much gusto into it, but definitely take a shot at him. Gonna use the secret gun just to see how it goes.
Okay.
So he pulls out this like star adorned, like glowing, beautiful masterwork of a gun, inlaid with mithril and big swirls, and fires off a shot that explodes out of the barrel with starlight. That is going to be a 21 to hit. Does that hit the astral elf?
Yes, that does. Sorry, I thought I can too. Yes, that hits.
Cool, cool. So that's going to be 1d10 force damage plus 4. Does actually less damage than his regular pistol. That is 14 force damage.
Okay, that is 14 force damage. All right. It takes 14 force damage.
And Kitlak's going to say, I contributed. And he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20 and hop on the motorcycle. Not in the driver's seat, just in the back.
That is Tyler's current gun that he just described.
Somewhat similar. That's
yeah.
like a crossbow version of it.
It works either way, in all honesty, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just shoots a bullet, pointed bullet. It is actually the Blight's turn. Let's see. Yeah, the Blights are going to plant more seeds, kill a few things. I'm going to roll a couple luck die real quick. So the Warforged are making headway. In fact, this Astral Blight is just basically mowed down, along with all the other hostiles in the area. The Drow kind of reconnoiter with the Warforged, and they make plans to start making a U-turn to clear out the hostiles in this direction. Genevieve, your turn.
Okay, so Genevieve can hit this astral elf here and then this astral blight, correct? At 60 feet.
Easily.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need them both to make charisma saving throws
Okay.
against ominous winds.
That is a 22 for the Astral Elf. And it has a negative modifier. A 13 for the Astral Blight.
Okay, so the blight, anytime it makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, which is concentration up to 1 minute, it must subtract a d12 from whatever it
Okay.
rolls.
Fair enough.
And then she is going to walk over and get behind Kitlak.
Okay. Cassie, would you like to take one more look at the soul stones or not?
Yes. I don't see why she wouldn't.
Meanwhile, the Star Moth is going to take a pot shot at the shield area. Let's see how it does.
And is this perception or?
Perception or Arcana, or your choice.
Okay, we'll do Arcana. That's a 16.
16. In fact, roll me with advantage just because, now that I'm thinking about it.
That would make it a 25.
25. Okay. You are getting ready to go. You realize these are the soul stones that the Astral Elves were hoping to master to reincarnate. But as you examine them closer, you realize that's not quite right. This, from what you can see of the shape, the form, and just ever so slight the glow of the energy, these are not the soul stones that have been newly carved. This is an exact replication of the one that you sent to the Astral Elves. Meaning none of these are actually soul stones, but large bombs on their head, and they don't know it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's just what Kitlak pointed out.
There are also these people with large bombs on their head, probably on the Star Moth as well. Speaking of, the Star Moth has shot a rather large bolt of energy to the shield, and the shield flickers. I need everyone to make me a quick dexterity saving throw.
That is an 18 for Cassie.
Say 21 for Kitlak.
10 for Genevieve.
And Shay?
22.
All right. And I'm just going to roll one for the motorcycle as well. Oh dear. Right. So, Genevieve, you and the demon cycle The demon cycle rolled a nat 1. And Kitlak, you're on top of it, aren't you?
Yeah, Kitla got a 21. Is there any way he can just be like, "Oh, this shit is going sideways," and bail?
Tell you what. Call evens or odds.
Evens.
That is a 16. Yes, you see that a bolt of energy coming directly, do not pass go, for that bike and go nope and leap away at the last second. Unfortunately, Genevieve is right next to it, and she failed that saving throw. So the bike goes boom, and Genevieve, you are going to take 27 radiant damage.
A single
Ow.
tear is going to fall from Kitlak's eye.
Kitlak, Shay, and Cassie, along with a lot of there's a lot of drow that also take that damage. Some of them fall dead. The engineer surprisingly didn't, nor did the war hero with no limbs. But the rest of you are going to take 13 radiant damage as just the energy radiated you briefly. The shield flickers back into existence, but it is definitely not at full strength.
Is that a additional 13 on top of what I already took, or?
No, you
Okay.
that was the failed saving. That was
Like
the
a save for half sort of deal.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure.
You hear the nearest astral elves just laugh derisively at that.
Kitlak, can you shoot one of them in the forehead? Right where their soul stone is?
Well, it would be my deepest desire.
If one of
what
them dies, this place is probably going to explode. We need to get out of here.
So wait, shoot them in the forehead, they die, everything dies, we run. Yes? Good plan. Love that plan.
Everything dies, we die. We need to get out of here now.
Don't like that plan. Kilek is going to yell to the Warforged, "Oi, Warforged!"
He's a bit far away, but let me see. He's been rolling real well. Let's see if he hears you.
Warforged!
I have a name.
What is it?
He does, but I just call him Worry.
478A.
Ah, Wharton. I assume that's what Worry is short for. Wharton, shoot him in the forehead, please.
Which one?
Any of them. Their soul stones aren't as souly as they were hoping.
You are yelling this, and the nearest astral elf is just going to go, "We're invincible with this. We will always return, and there's nothing they can do to stop us."
Kitlak is going to take one finger and just rotate it alongside his head in a crazy gesture. Just trust me, and find something nice to hide behind when you do it.
Engineers deploy defenses, and you see some of the drow and some of the warforged just kind of pull out these. It looks like they should be shields, but as they interlock them together, it creates like a small barrier around them. Basically, a mini version of what is protecting you that is currently flickering. The Warforged is going to make a shot at the nearest astral elf. Let's see. Called shot, so let's see how he does. That is a 9, and he does get a second attack. Ooh, that might do it. What is their armor? He is going to successfully shoot the helmet, and I'm just going to roll a luck die, because he didn't hit the gem, but he did hit the helmet.
Running time is now. Kitlak is just going to take off in a sprint.
The astral elf hisses, but nothing else really happens. Then
It's the
taking
law of
the damage.
averages.
You're saying hit them in the head, they go boom
In the gym.
in the gym. Okay. All right. Well, I've lived a good life, and besides, you live, I live.
Not sure that's how that works, but okay.
Would anyone like to examine the motorcycle while my dice goes flying across the room?
Yeah, I think Kitlak will. He would absolutely do that.
Roll me an investigation.
Okay, that is a +3. Does he have time to give himself a guidance?
Sure. The same thing happens, unfortunately, with the
13.
drow. He misses one shot, hits the helmet with the second, but again, oh, I have to roll the luck die.
Please, I'm begging you, aim better.
This time there are sparks that seem to run along some hidden lines across the helmet and lead to the gem. The gem starts flashing. It has not gone up yet, but something's been triggered. With a 13, while the bike did go plooey, there are bits and pieces that are still intact. Some of it is on green fire, some of it looks inert and just needs to be patched a little.
Tell me, how
Uh,
does the flamethrower look?
The flamethrower?
Yeah.
Let's see. Evens or odds, Tyler?
Evens.
That is an odd. The flamethrower is done for. It
Damn
didn't
it.
explode, fortunately, but no, the whole front end of the bike is basically gone.
Yeah, well, so it goes.
Shay, Cassie, or Genevieve, would you like to do anything?
Wild shape into a warhorse
Okay.
and bend down so Cassie, Shay, and Kitlak can get on her back.
Kitlak will do so.
Would you like to take anything of the bike before you do so?
Does there look like there's anything that's worth it?
Roll me a quick insight.
Ugh. Guidance. Crit.
Oh, there are two things of note that are worth grabbing. One seems to have been something that was attached to the rear wheel. It looks a little square. There's a bit of it look like electronic components to it, but also some arcane runes. It is fairly intact. It looks like with a little tweak and maybe some power, it could work again. The other thing seems to be a carburetor. There are some green flames within it, but not outside of it. As you put your hand towards it, it's not hot.
All right. Kitlak is gonna steal the carburetor. And he's gonna take the other thing too. Can I take this bike's catalytic converter while I'm at it?
What the hell? Yeah.
Sweet. Kitlak will do so.
All right, and the rest of you are just
Cass-
going to get on the warhorse or anything?
Yeah, Cassie is not going to waste any time. She's going to get on Genevieve Warhorse.
Which
Cass? Oh, go ahead, Shay.
which one are they attacking?
There's been an attack on that and that one, the far one by the Warforged, the near one by the floating drow.
Okay. She will take a pot shot at the gem on that astral elf closest to her.
Trying to script all these ships, they don't go wonky. go.
No, she'll actually she'll cast it. What's the farthest one from them? I'm sorry, 180 feet farthest. What's the farthest one?
180 feet?
I guess based on where she is, it's going to be this one because of the force field. So she's not going to try to shoot through the force field.
Things can go out, they cannot come in. Well, in
Right.
theory, the ship
Right.
proves that
So
otherwise.
it would have to do both to shoot anything on the other. Yeah, any of that stuff, it would have to go out the force field and then back in the force field. So
There's no force field on the other side.
Oh, there isn't?
No, it's just around where you are.
Oh.
180 feet, you can try and aim for any of the astral elves on the other side of the port if you'd like.
Sure.
You actually have an angle on it. Okay. Are you aiming for the gem or just the elves?
The gem.
Okay.
She's casting just Sorceress Burst, and she's going to choose. What do we have here?
I'd let you roll an Arcana, an Insight, or a Nature to try and figure that out.
To figure what out?
To figure out which damage to use.
Oh, I get to choose. Oh, you're saying you're going to allow me to try and figure it out, what's best.
What the crystal might be susceptible to. Yep. And it's 180 feet because you're a sorcerer, right?
Because I'm a spell sniper. Yeah. What were my choices?
Arcana, Insight, or Nature.
I think we're gonna go with Arcana, even though it's a little lower than Insight. It's still a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Based on the crystals and what they're designed to do, literally, the three best damages to use: Psychic to try and trigger the idea that a death throw has occurred and it needs to activate. Thunder to try to shatter it, or lightning to try to short it out. Any of those
She does.
three
She
will
does. She
trigger
does have
something.
thunder. She does have thunder. What was the first one? I heard shatter and I
Psychic.
heard psychic. Did what?
Psychic would to try and trigger it that the wearer has died and so it must activate, which, as you know, would be boom.
Okay, that one sounds like it's probably the least evident that maybe she did it. So she'll try psychic damage on this.
All right,
I
roll
think
the attack.
I think she can give herself advantage by using innate sorcery. Yes. Okay.
It is a called shot, so it is a higher difficulty, but go for it.
That is why I'm advantaging. Oh, yes!
There you go.
Roll
Smart.
the damage for funsies.
Question.
Yes?
I know accelerate, decelerate is kind of a different, a new reaction. You said it was okay for me to take, so I took it. Am I allowed to use it on my own hit?
What is accelerate, decelerate again?
One reaction which you take when you see an attack, roll hit a creature within. Oh, that's not within 60 feet of me. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
So roll the damage.
I didn't want to do this that close to us. So that is, it's only 1d8.
True, but if you roll a d8, you get a roll again, I believe.
It is a crit.
Hang on, what happened? Did my mouse just die?
So it is 2d8 technically.
Hang on, I think my mouse just died. We have a spare next to me. Okay. 2d8. Can I use anything? I have twin
Would
spell
anyone
and
like to
heightened
piggyback
spell.
off that, or do they have anything that can piggyback off that?
Not really Kitlac speed, unfortunately.
What specifically are we trying to piggyback off of?
A Sorceress Burst spell. This is a semi-cinematic battle, so I'm a little more flexible if you have something.
I would say probably not for Cassie. Her main thought is to get away before the explosion.
We're trying to
That-
cinematically heist a spelljammer.
It's only 7 psychic damage.
7 psychic damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second here. Evens or odds, Baldwin? It's your call.
Evens.
That is an evens. You do cause it to have a bit of a psychic disconnect that goes, oh, dead. And just for a moment, you see the gem kind of swirl with that elemental energy that you saw in that cave. It's bright enough that it's just a flash across the way. But then, oh, Tyler, do you have a fireball effect? I know you do.
Oh, absolutely. You want the effect or the template?
Let's do the effect.
Boom. All you got to do is right. Oh, I think that's a DM only thing. You got to right click on it and make it go off.
And there is an explosion. Everything there, the blights, the elf, the drow are all dead.
You gotta right click on it, and then there should be some sort of spell effect thing that you can do.
That being said,
Though I can't.
Tyler's
do it,
called
so I'm not
it,
sure if it's
Baldwin's
possible.
called it, Malkill or Genevieve? Evens or odds?
Malco, you can have that one.
All right.
Yeah, this isn't.
I
doing its
guess
thing
we'll
for
go
whatever
with
reason.
evens. Never tell me the odds.
It is an odd. So unfortunately, his is the only one that went off.
There we
But
go.
oh, it worked fine. Didn't you guys see it when I put it?
Yeah, I saw it.
I
I saw it.
the fireball.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, the ring one. Yeah.
Oh, I did not. I assumed it wasn't working, so I
Oh, I saw
deleted
it.
it. Oh, now there it is.
Yep.
Yep, that worked for me.
A lot smaller than we were led to believe.
I was
But
gonna say, can it be
it's-
made bigger?
it's going to
Oh,
get
absolutely.
it's
Oh,
going to
please do.
get everybody's attention.
Not
There you
quite
go.
that big. But I can just do a minus side.
Yeah, you can
Still
just
a tiny
minus it down.
explosion.
Oh, is it? That's unfortunate. Sometimes these are tethered to. Let's see.
Does Shay get on the warhorse after she fires that sorceress burst?
She does, but she's gonna say, Cassie, I thought that was gonna do more.
It was.
It was supposed to.
I mean, in fairness, that's a good chunk of the of the port.
She
That
will
was
get on the
boom.
horse, though. The horse. She will jump on Genevieve's back.
Actually, is Genevieve still a warhorse after the damage she took?
She,
That was after the damage.
yeah, she turned into a warhorse after she took the damage.
Oh, fair. Okay.
So she moves at 60 feet at a normal pace.
There you go. That's a good one.
So I hope everyone holds on very tightly. And if you're not very good strength, I hope someone holds on to you because she's about to dash.
there-
Kitlak is going to wrap the reins around his forearms.
There is a pause as all the astral elves kind of look over at where that explosion happened, and then the Warforged and the Drow are going to shoot one more time, regardless of the explosion radius.
Also, if they're just about to dash off, and if the explosion was only that big, I think Cassie would throw a concussion out to the closest astral elf here.
Okay, what is that?
So it is a 15 con save. With a Thudum that can be heard 100 feet away, you cause a sudden increase in the air pressure surrounding a creature you can see within range. The target must succeed a Constitution saving throw, or take 1d8 thunder damage and become deafened until the start of your next turn.
Well, that was a bit. Both the Warforged and the Drow unfortunately failed in their called shots, but the Astral Elf failed that saving throw with a 4. So, roll it. You have to keep in mind this explosion, if it was within a lab, that's a very contained area. It would have wiped out quite a bit. This is just an open air port, so it's a big area, but not as much damage, basically.
That would be
What is
4
that damage? 4 thunder, okay. I was going to call even and odd or odds, but the gem rolled a natural 1. So guess what?
Big
That's
bada boom.
unfortunate for them.
So that is going to go boom. The shield flickers again. However, it now sets off a secondary one because there's an astral elf within that radius.
We
Oh,
love
boy.
chain reactions here.
So with a bit of thunder damage, you blow up one section of the port, then the next section of the port.
And
Oops.
they're gone.
I mean, you're killing a lot of Drow and some Warforged in the process.
Meh.
The
They
only
were probably
ones
going to die anyway.
the only ones left are this little group here, and they're looking around going, uh-oh. What's happening? They're not sure what's going on.
We bracketed them. Is stuff like on fire?
Correction. Where the explosion happened, there's basically nothing left except bodies, and most of those are now burnt and gone. The Warforged shield surprisingly held quite well, although there almost everyone looks a little charred, so some of the explosion did get through. There is a sudden increase in engines as the Star Moth, realizing that they may have bombs on board somewhere, is quickly retreating. As they realize something's not right if all the commanders are blowing up. Oh.
So
They turn around and come after you. No.
Genevieve, while these chain reactions were going on, Genevieve was already on the move with all 3 of them on her back at 120 feet every 6 seconds. So
Where are you headed?
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not sure the same way
I
to
really
go.
hope someone is guiding Genevieve because at the moment she's just taken off away from this shipyard. So Shay or Kitlak or Cassie had better start steering her.
We teleported here
I
through a
think
wall.
Kitlax got the reins.
Kidlek is wrapped in the reins, but he's not really trying to direct you. He knows that you're sentient. He figures you know where you're going.
Genevieve has literally never been on this port before.
So basically,
Neither
as
one
you
of
run
us.
away, you hear a series of explosions, and over them, Kilak, you absolutely hear the drag going, "Run away, little kobold, you've earned it."
Um, After Genevieve gets far enough away from the sound of the explosion, she will pull back up to her normal pace and then she'll kind of trot left a few paces and then trot right and then shake her head.
Navigator?
I don't think we're going to explode into a void.
That's good. Like the sound of that.
And does Shay know where we are? Since she has been to the tower before.
Roll me your investigation or your navigator's
not-
tools.
Navigator's tools would be int plus proficiency? Question mark?
Yes.
11?
Well, you're still in the tower. You managed to head back towards the tower and away from the market and the warport, which is good because you're pretty sure warport is only supposed to be for drow, except in this circumstance. So getting away is a good thing.
I guess you would want to go back to the market.
Here's it where you run in. It's definitely still the drow port. It's a little darker. Feels a little more slummy, but yeah, this is still part of Sulutar Tower. This is just not as nice an area.
Forward?
Genevieve will move forward. She's got to trust that Shay knows where the ship is. She'll only stop if somebody says, you know what, this is kind of a waste of time and we lost the chance, basically.
Yeah, Cassie was just thinking that.
So are we still going for it? I
I'll,
think we lost our distraction.
yeah, I'll be honest. I don't like this place, and I don't know where we're headed or how to get back to where we were. We teleported here. I don't know how you guys got there. I assume teleportation also.
Genevieve's gonna reach back and
You took a motorcycle. How did you teleport?
It's a teleporting demon motorcycle. Duh.
Should have got more parts from it.
Genevieve's gonna reach back and bite Shay's thigh.
Would you take the handlebars?
I got this
The handlebars were
weird.
slack.
Yeah, I get this weird arcane thingamadoodad that I figure I'd look at later, and I got the carburetor and the catalytic converter. That last one, that'll sell for a pretty penny at least.
I was trying to roll a survival check to see if Genevieve could figure it out. She got a 14.
Well, the tower proper is towards the center, and you're pretty sure you're headed towards the center with the 14. But this is still new territory for you. Does anyone want to look at what Kitlak lifted up that he stole?
No, but Shay does want to say, look, I thought we were running away because we thought everything was going to explode, and I don't think that's going to happen. That
Oh no, it exploded. You all heard it easily. There were lots of booms.
yeah,
Yeah,
but the
but
whole we thought like the whole thing was just going to disappear, but it was just
yeah, that's a past
localized.
tense.
It
Yeah.
was localized stuff.
I
Like,
mean,
it
And there
it
did
were-
was the
explode.
war port. Like, the port is still in existence, but everything else on it is basically dead or rubble.
Well, there was no, but there was like the engineer and the Warforged were like giving us verbal high fives, so they're still alive. They would know how
Yeah,
to
the
get
Drow
back.
war hero was telling Kitlak he's earned this escape. So,
Okay, I don't know where we're escaping to though.
anyone can roll me insight, investigation. Um, Cassie, you're an artificer. You can examine the motorcycle parts if you want. Um,
Not
And
She
now.
will, but not. Yeah, she will, but
and
not at this moment.
Kitlak,
Yeah,
Kitlak
this is
also
not an
even
ideal
roll.
situation.
Kitlak can roll actually charisma saving throw.
Charisma saving throw. Interesting.
You're holding demon parts.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But they're also demon parts that he got like a critical to get, so I would assume that they would be
It's a
you know,
fine.
not terrible
No.
for him. A charisma save, that's a 6.
All right. The strange words above your ear hole glow, and then your eyes take on a bit of a green glow as well, and you suddenly tell Genevieve, "Go right."
Does Cassie still want those bits, even though that's not part of the full bike?
Oh
And
yeah,
yes,
no, Cassie
yep,
still
definitely.
wants a bike, but not this one. This one
Oh, not this. Not this
is in
piece.
parts.
Bits and pieces.
This is in
okay.
parts.
Kitlak's going to blink a little bit and then look at the pieces he has. Is this one of
Did you
those
steal the guidance
situations?
system?
Possible. Don't really know.
What of what situations?
Genevieve's
You
going
know,
right.
evil artifacts taking over your brain, making you say things like "go right."
Are you used to that kind of thing?
Kitlak shrugs. I was gonna check it later.
And then all of a sudden, the green glow returns, and you tell Genevieve, "Go left." Every
Yeah,
few
I
minutes,
mean,
you start directing Genevieve. You don't know why.
obey what I'm
something.
saying at your own peril, I guess. But I am curious.
Oh. The bike would probably know better than we do. Though I'm not sure where it's taking us. It might not be taking us where we want to go.
It does seem to get fancier and fancier, a little more magical, a little more, a few more guards that look at your markings a little suspiciously.
Oh, we're in a Dremir part of town now. Or Demir, excuse me.
Genevieve just holds her head up high, her horsey head.
I think it's really
Surprisingly
funny
enough, one of
That's
your
weird.
hooves do actually have the mark over the top of it, just visible. You eventually emerge here. The directions lead you here to Shay. You know this tower. This is the Spelljammer Tower, where the Overlord rules. You can tell by the spider. It's important. This is, however, one of the lowest levels. You never went this far down before. But yeah, this is where you need to go. Somehow that demon energy is led you exactly where you wanted to go. Who knew?
Do any of the guards stop them?
Not yet. They're all watching you. There are a few more on this bridge.
Genevieve's just gonna keep moving forward.
That's where the Spelljammer is. I mean, we still need to sell that crab car. Hopefully that did she see the engineer die?
No, he didn't seem to survive. He actually got a
Okay.
really good save throw on that one. As you reach the stairs, however, one of the guards, and there is a Warforged behind them. This one doesn't look like the one in the store. It still has the fire runes trying to mimic the drow, but it's also a lot bulkier, and its form has spikes attached. If this thing fell on you, you would die of impalement, basically. Um, and the drow goes, "Do you have business with House Takanen?"
Indeed, we do. And she's gonna pull out the coin.
Hmm. The mistress is overseeing the the results of that invasion attempt, and we are sending what few ships we have after the elf ship. But I'm sure the second mistress can deal with you. Just draw no weapons and defer to your superiors.
I'm a terrible artist anyway.
Genevieve will tap one of her front hooves just slightly and then incline her head down. Like, you know how horses can bow?
Yep. The drow doesn't reciprocate, but he does say, if you defecate anywhere, we will shove it where you do not like it. Use the restrooms.
Are you threatening a horse?
A dressage horse?
He's just going to wave down to the mark on her hoof. She's a druid. It's obvious.
It still
She
has some
still
real
turned
weird
into a
optics.
dressage horse.
One, she's a war horse. Look at those muscles. And two, the soul doesn't matter what form it's in. Anything can be shoved in there, and it's always unpleasant.
Por
Move
qué no
along.
los dos? Are you saying a
What
war
tongue
horse
was
can't
that?
be a dressage horse? That's Kender. Goodness, don't people know Kender?
Kender is Spanish.
That is canon now.
Well, I do know Spanish better than Welsh, so.
Yeah, Genevieve will just move past the guard.
As you enter,
Hopefully he moves out of the way, because if he doesn't, she moves 20 feet, she's going to trample him slightly.
oh no, he moves out of the way. Ooh, that isn't pretty. He moves out of the way easily, and the instant you walk into the halls, you get the sense that there are eyes upon you. Shay, you know this. Anyone who moves anywhere within the Spelljammer Tower has eyes upon them. You don't know where those eyes are from, but they are there.
Confidence.
And
She's gonna whisper.
And as with everything, you just have to go up to find the highest point, to find the superior's office in a tower.
Is it possible for Genevieve in her warhorse form to climb the stairs? She would like to stay in warhorse form as long as possible.
No. Oh no. Flashbacks to
Surprisingly, yes. It's almost as if they occasionally bring large creatures through here. Although the steps are, your hooves kind of tip over, only half fit on the steps. For halflings, gnomes, and short creatures, it would be easy, and for drow, well, drow are always well balanced. But you think whatever creatures they typically bring through here have a lot narrower of a foot.
Yep, Genevieve will manage.
Yeah, sorry. You just reminded me of when Light tried to get his horse down the stairs from the inn.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
Different scenario. This Genevieve is controlling herself, not another creature. Thankfully. She just wants to be able to make a quick getaway if they need to.
You continue going up the stairs. Occasionally, there are some drow and warforged, and even, surprisingly, other species. There are some goblins. There are some Duragar. Although all of them have some form of restraint. It's a subtle restraint, but it's there. As you get higher, you see and can hear ships being built and repaired. There are offshoots into hallways that, as you glance through, you see lead to large, it looks like internal shipyards, or dockhouses. What is the term for whatever it's called? Eventually, though, you do reach a level that looks very familiar to you, Shay. It's also a lot hotter. And you recognize, oh, yeah, you remember this now. It's not a pleasant place to be.
But it is where she wants to be. And
It
thusly
is.
she will endure.
You can hear the faint sound of an organ, which you remember from last time as well. Yeah, this is the place.
Have they? Do they see anyone? Are we at the second mistress's office, or?
Well, the second mistress and the matron both they use the same office. It's whoever's in charge uses the office. If the matron's not there, the second mistress uses it. There's only one office. These stairs, however, to enter, there are two. There's one hallway. You know, it kind of breaks into two stairways, very narrow stairways. A horse will not be able to go up those.
Unfortunately, Genevieve, we do need to go up this narrow passageway. I'd like you to come with, just for the help. But if you want to stay in horsey
Genevieve,
form, you can stay here.
Genevieve sighs and then considers briefly just changing back into while they're all on her back, but bends down so that way they can climb off her before she changes back.
Cassie will definitely do that.
Yes.
Kitlac too will climb off the horse.
And Genevieve will change back.
All right, and you enter the hallway, which does split into two very narrow, rounded stairs. You can hear the organ getting louder as you go up, and you feel the heat rising. It's almost like you're near a lava or fire pit.
Do you know anything about this second matron?
I think, based on what happened at the port, I think we're gonna have to wait and see who it actually is, because things have changed around here a bit.
Correct. House Tarkanan did not have control of this tower last time. They certainly were part of the Shipbuilders Guild, but it was Devere who had it last time. So this is new. And the fire pit looks like it's been revived and redone a little. It looks more lively than it used to be. And oh look, those are the remains of people burning alive. Okay, that's lovely.
Do we see the mistress.
She is playing the organ.
Okay.
It's a very dramatic place. You don't really think it's appropriate for an office, but you can't really argue with them on many levels. So, yeah, you can approach however you'd like.
Genevieve pushes Shay to the front.
Yeah, Shay's gonna move forward.
Cassie will follow behind because that's kind of her role still.
Let's see. I'm looking for some drow models. Drow. Drow.
You do note as you approach, um, she doesn't seem to be wielding any weapons, but that doesn't mean anything. She's a drow. Um, it is exceptionally hot. You are sweating, except for you, Cassie. And as you get to past these tiles here, she seems to stop playing and go, I heard a kobold ran from the scene, but it's also thanks to him we found a weakness. She's going to turn in her seat. Are you that little cowardly kobold with grave insight?
Coward, no. Kobold, yes. I figured we
You
did our
ran.
part and contribute. We contributed, thank you very much. Without us, the day would be lost.
Not lost. Probably just as costly. But still, I suppose I won't execute you. Most cowards are immediately executed when they run. But a friend of the family put in a good word, and has also marked you as theirs, so would cause a little bit of political strife. Not that I wouldn't throw him into this pit if I could. She indicates the lava. He's a little too arrogant for a male, after all. And you, she looks over to Shay. You look familiar.
Does this mistress look familiar?
Roll me your history. To the rest of you, as you looked out windows, it actually looked like each window showed you a different shipbuilding bay. Oh,
It's unfortunate.
yes, you know her. She's called the cardiologist.
Love what you done with the place. What happened to the lava sharks?
There were never lava sharks here. Oh, wait. You mean the tacky one that she hung above it as like a prize? Yes.
Kitlak's gonna narrow his eyes. You're just messing with me now, aren't you?
We tossed that down to the slave pit where it could devour the annoying ones.
Well, as Kitlak said, that we definitely had a hand in thwarting the astral elf attack, which seemed to catch you off guard. I was kind of surprised about that. I thought you had spies within the astral elves contingent.
We have many spies, but none of them knew about the Star Moth, and the Star Moth is surprisingly difficult to track despite its size and color. They have some sort of magical cloak, and now that we know that they have at least one, we will be better prepared.
Oh, do they have more?
They're not supposed to have even one. So yes, those slaves will definitely be receiving certain new orders they won't like.
I saw your
And
ships
new
going
placements
after
will be
them.
sent. What few we have left that could take them on Unfortunately, they did quite a bit of damage to that defensive Drow fleet. We're going to have to commandeer some of the ones in the hangars. At least any that don't have a debt paid off soon. We'll give them a day. That's a fair trade.
Well, that's why I'm here, actually. I had some dealings with Dravir's, and well, it's probably not her engineer, but the engineer that works under her. Does she work for you or the first mistress?
If there's an engineer of any decency under Devere, they are definitely one of our plants.
Sorry, Cypher. You said that this is no longer House Tarkanen?
It is House Tarkin, and they have
It
taken
is.
over
They've taken
entirely,
over.
which
Okay.
wasn't the case last time. Devere was in charge here last time.
Oh, gotcha.
The fact that the engineering guild has fully taken over, their house has fully taken over, it's kind of a bit of a monopoly on some level.
Well, the Tarkonian engineer that I dealt with gave me this coin for payment for a relic that we brought, a prototype that we brought, a relic prototype. Is that an oxymoron? No, I don't think so.
Oh, that one. He always tries to go above his station, but yes, he mentioned something about a crab car, which ridiculous, but he wanted to buy it, and we authorized some funds, but not a lot. I have little interest in the land when the sky is so much more interesting to control.
We agreed on 40,000.
40,000 gold pieces. And is he dead?
No, he's actually alive. He survived the fighting on the at the ports.
Hmm.
Shall we
I'm
call
here.
him in? She won't go totally all the way up to her, but she will, and then
Come
she will
here, little
offer
one. If I
the
wished to
coin.
eat you, I would have done so already.
Fair enough. But can you blame me? I've been here before.
Not at all. She's going to take your marked hand and just trace two of her fingers over parts of the symbols. You feel it burn, and she says, "You know you cannot tell a lie for the next minute." She's just going to look you in the eye and only 40,000. Are you sure he didn't offer less?
We bartered to 40,000.
Hmm. And why do you need 40,000 for such a relic, anyways?
I think you know exactly why. In fact, we don't even need the gold. We could just straight up trade for the Spelljammer.
Oh, we have one of your spelljammers. All right. I didn't know. Oh, yes, the Kender ship, of course. Oh, that's an adorable little thing. I was
I
looking forward to
love
commandeering
that
that.
name. We should call it the Kendership.
No. Veto.
The burning in your hand stops, and you can tell you can lie again. You just have a feeling you really shouldn't with this woman.
Yeah,
She
I
goes,
mean, she kind of knew that going in anyway.
well, I suppose a straight up trade would certainly be equitable. Let me take a look at our books. And she's going to go over here and sit on this bench and just kind of look at the windows. Um, where each individual arch window seem to show an individual bay, shielding bay, these smaller framed windows each seem to show something else. What languages does everyone speak?
Candor, Spanish and Common.
Spanish and Common and Draconic.
Druidic, Elvish, and Gnomish.
Common, Draconic, Goblin, Machine Speech, Thieves' Cant, and she has telepathy.
Dude, I want machine speech. That's dope.
Right?
Beep boop.
And robot when you die.
Maybe I don't want it that much.
There is a bit of something like Elvish on her screens. There's also definitely a bit of Thieves' Cant on some of their screens, or the windows rather, that are reflecting out, and she's just kind of looking through them. They seem to shift based on if you had to guess her eye movements. And after a minute, she goes, "Well, the bill is for 50,000, but your little kobold coward did identify a weakness we can exploit. Granted, we will now have to spend a fortune rebuilding that, but getting rid of you would not necessarily be a bad thing given the damage you have caused. So we will make a straight up trade. We don't have the access to the Spelljammer helmet, but I'm sure you have your own methods of dealing with the ship.
Indeed.
Very well, and come back over to you. She will take the coin, and it seems to be some sort of dancing lights, but it is literally etching into the coin as it does. And when she places it back in your hand, it is a little warm, kind of burns, and there's now a script in there. It's not Elven, it's Elven. It's like Elven. Hand that to the dockmaster at Port 31, and the ship is yours. I recommend leaving immediately, lest you end up having to pay additional fees.
Jay will bow and leave.
Kitlak,
Yes.
make me another charisma saving throw.
There we go. Oh, thank Christ! It stopped on a 1 for a good while there. That is a 17.
You feel the urge to throw the green fire carburetor into the fire pool for a moment, but you resist the urge, having a feeling that that might kill you, or rather the drow would.
Well, 1 second. Kitlak's going to excuse himself, along with, I guess, everyone else is moving away, right?
Yes. But if she sees Kit like stopping to do something, she's gonna push him out the exit.
Yeah, well, he's out the exit, basically, just like around the corner. He's gonna hork up his bag of holding and then stuff all this magical crap, all the motorcycle parts in the bag of holding, and then swallow it again.
If you want to be part owner of a Spelljammer, move your butt out of here.
Look, I'm trying not to kill us all. Just trust me on that.
Okay.
All right, and with that, we will leave it there. Next week, I guess we'll get to see if there's a Spelljammer and what the Drow have done to it.
Ooh.
Thank you.
All right, thank
Yeah,
you,
thank you.
everyone. And we will rejoin again next week.